Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Route X Lap Attack. I finally got that Aston Martin like I said I would when I was driving the McLaren in the previous episode. And I was looking at all of the different paint options. There were a lot of good ones. And I found it interesting that they had one called Skyfall Silver. Clearly a James Bond reference, but I decided to try something different. Usually I do try to make my Aston Martin silver, but something about the Madagascar Orange reached out to me better than all the other colors, so that's what I chose. Perhaps it's because it also came with a black roof. Not all the color options do this when you're in the brand central, but if you look at some of the paint options for your Aston Martin, you can get not the roof, but like the side above the window near the roof in either black or white. Madagascar Orange was the only paint option that had both the sides and the roof a different color than the rest of the body. So as you can see, the sides and roof are both black, while the rest of the car is in Madagascar Orange. It's a little amusing, the fact that they have a type of paint and they name it after a place with the word car at the end of its name. I do find that amusing. Already we're going 230 miles an hour, or over 230 miles an hour. Can we reach 240? Might be after we get to the top. We'll go down the other side of the hill and then the car will be able to have an easier time going faster because gravity is helping it instead of fighting it. As you can see, we're now going against gravity as we slightly decrease speed. But it'll be different once we start going down. There we go, 240. Buying this car cost $238,000. Or I guess in the game it's called credits. And then getting all the upgrades required for this run set me back another 200,000 credits. Maybe a little more, but it's worth it. It really is. I'll also have to keep my eyes out for another Aston Martin. The 1964 DB5 is here. This is actually the very first Gran Turismo game to feature the DB5. And I remember in a few older Gran Turismo games, they had a car that looked similar to the DB5 by Alfa Romeo. I've said it several times, but in case you didn't hear it, or in case you haven't seen my previous episodes, it's the 1963 Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint Speciale. I don't think it was in Gran Turismo 4. It could have been. I do remember seeing it in both 5 and 6, however. 5 and 6 definitely had some of the best cars, many of which are still here, but most of them have not returned. The car list for this game has expanded a lot compared to the Gran Turismo Sport. In fact, 3 more cars have been added in a recent update. 2 of them look pretty good. You got a race mod for the 1969 Camaro. But to be fair, I mean, we already got a couple different versions of the 69 Camaro. Why not do a 68 or a 67? Or maybe do a 70s model. You've got the 77 Firebird. Why not also include the 1970 Firebird? Then, the third car that they added in the update compared to the Miata and Camaro, not so great. It's the Renault Captur. Now, because this is a video game, the car is not going to break down, therefore it's unrealistic, but if you were to drive a Renault Captur in real life, you wouldn't be able to go 5 miles, because that's how unreliable the car is. After 5 miles, the engine will break down, and you'll have to spend at least 3 minutes just trying to start it up again. Alright, our DB11 is still going strong. We'll be on the curve very soon. I don't know why it keeps going to the left. I'm not touching L3. I mean, I have to make it go to the right away from the white line. But it always steers to the left by itself. We're probably going to get a time of 5:02 here. When I last tested the DB11 in Gran Turismo Sport, I think that got a 4.5 minute run time. Then again, doing upgrades for cars in Gran Turismo Sport was a lot less complicated. And I think also a lot less realistic. But, you know, that's better than my prediction. I said it was 5:02, but that is a 4:44.7. Let's see how we did compared to the other cars. The 177 got a 4:25. Our DB11 is currently in 8th place with its time of 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Next episode, I'll be driving the 1991 Ferrari Testarossa, so keep your eyes open for that. I'll see you next time.